slope that you don't have to practice. You need to practice with this because the mistakes are turning the fraction upside down, subtracting the x's from the y's, not getting the right order, not being consistent about your order. Okay, guys, boys, you are going to, today our goals are to find out if lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. We also want to find out if a shape is a rectangle, parallelogram, or trapezoid based on just slope. And then you should be able to, guys, you should be able to find a missing point to produce two parallel or perpendicular lines. That's the tricky one. Okay, girls, you ready? Now, how do you find slope? M equals y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. And if you remember, we put in parentheses. What is slope?
Is the
Rise over run.
Well, that's how you find it, but it's a measurement. It's a number. It's a number that tells you how steep something is.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
That's all it is.
You could have made it a little more.
Yes. Okay, guys, what if I have lines that are parallel? What's true about their slopes? They have the same slope. So to determine if lines are parallel, you're going to have to calculate the slope. Now, to give you a lot of points here, I found, for me, at least to get this organized a little better, I want A, B. So first identify which points, because sometimes it might be A and D. You got to read it carefully. But A, B, that's what I want to find. And A is -3, -1. B is 1, 1. And then I want to find the slope for CD. So CD, -2, 3, and 0, 4. I didn't know that, but I have nothing then to record with.
Well, you don't have to record it.
Then you won't have a recording.
Nobody actually listened.
Actually, they do. Okay. So we're going to bear with it today.
Maybe you don't.
And it may not be any better on the recording. Okay. Okay, guys. Shh. We're going to find these slopes. You should, if you did your homework, should know how to, but let me go through the first one. We're going to have a lot more with you guys doing this. Okay, Zach? Shh. Cole? Okay, so let's find the slope here. Now remember, slope is the change in y over the change in x. So, and I will put my smartboards up because I show the parentheses. If you have problems with the signs, use the parentheses. Anytime you substitute in, Cole, you really should have a parentheses. Okay. Where are the mistakes? The mistakes, TJ, are in putting the numbers in the wrong place. Which ones are the y's here? The second ones. And I want the y's up on the numerator. So it doesn't matter. TJ, which one do you want to put in this spot right here?
I want to put the -1.
Okay, I prefer to keep my y's positive because the signs get to be a little easier. Zach, do you need to sit someplace else? Okay, then I expect you to calm down. Okay, once you pick -1 here, Zach, what has to go here?
What?
What has to go here? He's picked -1.
Oh, it has to be the other one.
Has to be the other y.
Oh, come on.
Okay, guys? Then, these guys are partners. TJ, what number must go here?
-3.
And then there's only one number left, which is 1. And then you do the arithmetic. What's a -1 minus 1? Okay, so that's -2 over -4, which is a positive 1/2. Okay? How about the slope for this one?
-1.
Okay, so what am I going to put right here?
It's 1/2.
3. Okay, I like to keep mine positive, but we'll do the 3. Then what goes here?
4.
4.
1/2.
Okay. TJ, call question.
Yeah, I got a question. Yeah, so. It says add the top, like if you don't add the side by side or,
The order matters. Once I choose 3 here, and the x value here has to be its partner.
They are parallel lines.
And then this is 0. But the classic mistakes are to put the 3 and 4 in the denominator, to switch the order on the denominator or the numerator so it's not in the right order, or to subtract the 3 and -2. So there's 4 numbers, and there's easy ways to mess it up. So I'm going to make sure by putting my parentheses here and lining them up vertically because it helps. What's 3 take away 4? -1, and this is a -2, or 1/2. So that, yes, they are parallel. Did you learn about perpendicular lines last year? Do you remember what's true about their slopes? Yes. You remember what happens with perpendicular lines?
no, it's not so annoying.
Here's one line. Here's the perpendicular. Okay, shh. What's true about their slopes?
Same.
Well, this is positive. This is what? Negative. And they're not the same, but they're reciprocals. They're opposite reciprocals. So if this is 2/3,
That'll be -2/3.
negative, you have to do reciprocals. It's -3/2.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, a reciprocal turns the fraction upside down. When you multiply these two numbers, you should get a -1 if they're perpendicular. Okay, ready? Let's move to the next page. They are opposite reciprocals. Okay, so that's a quick little one. TJ, what's the opposite reciprocal of 2/5? But it's opposite. Negative. Okay. Zach, what's the opposite reciprocal for this one? Sydney, you can help him? 2/3. Sydney. Sydney B. What's this one? Shh. You take this and you flip it upside down, and then it has to become its opposite, which is negative. Cole, what about this one? Last one? I need to flip this. So it's 1/7. Okay, questions about the perpendicular ones? Okay, Zach, if you multiply these out, you should always get -1. So if you made the mistake of saying -7 gives you +7, if I multiply that out, I get 49. Okay, fill in that little chart, and maybe somebody wants to come up and fill in the chart.
1/3 -5/6 1 0.
No, yeah. Okay, you guys? What kind of line is it if the slope is 0?
No.
It's got a special name.
The slope is
Horizontal. I'll actually write it out.
undefined.
I'm going to get there. No, if I have a parallel line, there's a parallel line, right? Those are parallel. The slopes are the same. But what if I now take this line and I make it perpendicular? Whoops.
Yeah, it stops. It stops.
That's perpendicular. Do you remember what the slope is of a vertical line? Zach?
Undefined.
Undefined.
You guys, I know what I'm doing. I wrote straight to the top.
That one's vertical. Okay? That's the tricky one. Given a vertical line, you want a perpendicular, the slope will be 0. Okay, so this looks to me confusing when I see all that, and that's what the homework looks like. No, I know, but you're kind of wasting our time. Are RS and TV parallel, perpendicular, or neither? What do you have to do? Not yet. That's coming. That's tomorrow. You need to find the slope of RS and the slope of TV, but read these carefully because sometimes they might do RT. You'll see on the homework. They're a lot like that. And then I want T and V. Cole, do you want to come up and do this?
Yeah, cool. Come up and do it. I'll come up with something.
You can.
Oh, really? Yeah, I can. Do it. Can I come up with...
Okay. Guys, if you have problems, graph them. So let's graph the points so we get a feeling for what's happening here. Okay, so A is at -3, 2. I'm going to label it. B is at 1, 5.
Hey, how come you didn't put that on notes?
Yeah.
Because I didn't. But that's okay, you can draw a little sketch. And C is at 7, -3. Well, I did it this morning, but somebody took them off. I like to be able to see it. You don't have to see it. And this is C. So I want to find D such that BC is parallel to AD. I don't know. Okay. Second, maybe sit someplace else, I think. Okay. Here's what you want to do, you guys. I have these 3 points. I want to find another point on this line. I want to find D such that it's parallel there. So, no.
Isn't it? No, because don't you do this?
Well, let's do it.
Add 11 to...
I need to find a slope of BC.
Yeah. Well,
Mine's 39 cent tissue.
that.
Okay, first let's find that slope. The slope is, okay, what am I going to put in there?
You put 5,
Garrett, what do I put in here now?
5, and
What do I put right here?
5.
5. Then what goes here? -3. Then what goes here? 1. These guys are partners. You have to see the ordered pair there. That help? Help. I mean, it's all I can think of to help you with it. And then this is 7. So what's the numerator? Did I do the right points? 5 BC, right?
It's 8. It's -8.
No, it's 8. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's 8 over -6. Okay, obviously it's a negative slope. Look at the picture. What does that reduce to? You guys know how to reduce that? You divide by what number?
Or you just hit fraction.
So it's -4/3. Okay, I did mine more or less graphically. You could do it algebraically. I guess kind of, I'd almost prefer the graphing version. Because you know what? We have a point on the line. This is going to go into writing equations. We have a point on the line right here. Right there. Can I find another point in the line using slope? All I have to do is use slope, which means if I do -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and count to the right, 3. There it is. What's the name of that point?
B.
Yeah, but what's the name of it? What's the order pair?
0, I saw -2,
0,
0.
-2. Yeah, it's easy to get that backwards. I have to think. I have to pause and think so I get it right. Then if you want to go the other way, I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the left, 3. My line's a little bit off. but there it is.
But if you do it, I'll break it.
If you do it algebraically, it has to still be the same.
You don't do it substitute.
Because what you're going to do is call this point
Negative 3.
x, y. So the difference in the y's, y minus the y coordinate for a is 2,
So I just
has
put
to
down the points
equal
of-
negative 4.
I put the points of A down first. I did negative 3 over 2, and then I left space, and then equals 8.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
8, 6.
Negative 3 over 2.
And then,
No, it's not negative 3 over 2. It's negative 3 comma 2.
no, for this, I was trying to, I put this first, but,
Yeah, what you're doing is saying that y minus 2 over x minus a minus 3 has to equal negative 4/3. You can put the negative either place. It doesn't matter. We did it graphically. This is how you would do it algebraically. Well, what has to happen is that has to be true and that has to be true. Those have to be equal. No, I kind of like the graphing one. So y minus 2 equals negative 4. So add 2 to both sides. So y equals negative 2. Do the same thing for the x's. That's really x plus 3 equals 3. By inspection, tell me what x is. I could do 2 minus y. Call this just xy. Okay, guys? Because what's going to happen when we do equations, we're going to give you point slope form. So we're going to give you a point on the line and the slope. Can you find another point? Part of the curriculum. Okay, last but not least, I want to know if that quadrilateral is a parallelogram, rectangle, or trapezoid. So, what's true about a parallelogram? What's parallel? Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel.
and then put our points down.
Okay, what's true about a rectangle? A rectangle. What's got to be true about the lines? They have to be what? What's true about this side? Okay, so you're going to be looking for perpendicular lines. You have to check all the angles. So those are going to be the hard problems. And what about a trapezoid? Remember what a trapezoid is?
Yeah, it's two sides are parallel and then the other two.
One pair of opposite sides are parallel.
Where are we?
One pair, you're going to have to find them all, of opposite sides. Whoops.
Can you go back up so I can see the points?
You have them on your sheet.
What?
Or on your iPad.
Oh, yeah. I'm just checking.
It's the same. Okay. Would you like to see what this looks like before we do it?
Yeah.
First off, it's confusing because you have to figure out which side you want to work with. So let's bring up a graph here.
Wait, it's not even, what does it even mean?
What? You want to know if it's one of these figures or none of them.
That's so much work.
It is a lot of work. You're right. I agree with you.
Can't you just go to that, like, that gel?
Whoopsie.
Isn't that a lot here?
Might be, but that's not what we're doing. We're applying our slopes. Okay, so J is 0, 2. K is 2, 6. L is 3, 2.
Yeah, but I don't.
And M is 2, 0. I'm going to draw a better picture.
Just use the thing.
Yes, you can, but that's not our goal.
No, because you're doing the exact same thing, but so we can have a grid paper. That's the only reason you would use it.
Then what is that?
Well, you know, it's on Notability, the graph paper.
I know, but still.
Okay. Okay, can you tell by looking at it what it is?
Yes, it's neither. Because it.
Well, let's find out. Now, once I get it in the grid, the slope's easier. But, okay, so we're going to do the slopes. We have to do all of them. It's J, K, L, and M. There's 4 calculations to do. So let's find JK. I knew that was coming. JK is 0, 2, and 2, 6. The point of this is to get you to practice with slope instead of giving you a zillion slope problems, which they are. And then we have to do KL. Let's find KL. For me, to organize my work this way helps me greatly, but it may not for you. I'm hoping it does. And then we have to find LM. And then the odd one, or the one that might be hard for you to see, is JM, which is that's an easy slope to find. Yes. Okay. Okay, so tell me what the slopes are. That's what your job is. Somebody can come up and do it. TJ is going to come up and do this?
What?
You're going to come up and do this?
No, I'm gonna go take a note now.
Okay? You have to find the slopes of all of these. To me, because I graphed it, it's easy to find slopes off the graph. But if we're using slope formula, what's this slope? Okay, guys, what is that slope?
Four halves.
4 halves or
Two.
2. Okay, so we want to come up and do this one? Cool?
I'll do it.
Yeah, you want to come up and do it? Well, how about anybody else?
Anybody else want to come up and do it?
Kern, you want to? Kern's going to do it.
Sure. I've accepted that I'm a
It's easy to switch the order accidentally wrong. No, you're right, but it's easy to mess it up. So that's -4. Does that look? Let's look at our picture.
That's correct. It's a
Yeah, it should be negative. Okay, next one.
Oh, I'll do that. Top.
These numbers aren't bad because there aren't negatives in there.
Wait.
I'll do the next one.
Okay. Put the equals in there. There you go. Okay, Cole, you're gonna come up and do this one?
I'm better than you.
Charlotte's like this, like, Charlotte.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's funny.
That's true.
It's funny because it's actually pretty accurate.
That was supposed to be like a 1.
Okay, what's that gonna be? Is it 1 or is it -1? It's like Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Is it one of those? The green? Is it like?
You'll some Coke with an ass.
No, it's those drops. Put it.
Like it's a
Milo drops or Mio or whatever.
Big Coke committed a mass suicide by Coke. Some crazy with this was in the 80s. Yeah. Some crazy lures who like posting all their food.
So what is it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
See, I know what I'm doing.
Good, because this is just practice.
following her.
Oh. This is just practice on finding slope. Now, well, with some old things factored in there. These guys are 2, so what's true about LM and JK? Not congruent, they're parallel. Okay, guys, I'm going to trace this out. Then I'd have to have the other pair of sides to be the same slopes. Are they? You have 4 and -1.
No.
No.
So let me trace it out.
It's a trap, so it's
My picture's not going to be great, but it's okay.
look at this. I found this graphic.
Seriously, where is it? Okay, you guys?
The trap.
Does that look better? Tack, calm down. Does that look better? What is that? Trapezoid.
Can you stop? Do you do that? Yeah, I hear it. It's called annoying.
Yes. Okay, so, guys. Okay. No. Now, all you're doing is calculating slopes and you're trying to decide if lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither, and you need to remember your properties of the special quadrilaterals.